Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another installment of Sketch Sundays. So this design today comes from the My Favorite Things blog challenge and it's their 200th sketch, and I'll show you real quick. This is what it looks like. So this is actually, the card that I was planning on making was a completely different card. It was supposed to be for my sister-in-law's birthday in a couple of weeks. And I started putting together things for the card, and I picked the papers and everything, came up with a card design, and then I went through my stamps. This is why I should always pick my stamps first, because I went through and I found these My Favorite Things stamps, and I think that I only used one of these so far. It's a Lena Lamb Designs Picture This, and I wanted to use this one, Wishing You a Snappy Birthday, and the camera. So as things were coming together, it really didn't go with the papers that I had picked for her, and I really wanted to use them because she and my brother have these really cool bikes down the shore, and I found bicycle paper that looks just like her bike, and I really wanted to use that. So maybe for next Sunday's Sketch Sunday, I will do that. But for this one, I was actually inspired by an item that I sell at my craft shows. So I had one on Saturday, and that one I sold some pop-up gift card holders with belly bands on them. So that's where this comes from. And you'll see in a minute how it all comes together. So using that sketch, I picked out different papers that went with the snappy camera theme and also the birthday theme to tie it all together. So all of the dimensions will be on my blog site once I post this to my blog. But I'll show you real quick some of the supplies we're going to use. So this is the Hero Arts Neon Ink in Neon Pink, the Distress Ink Picked Raspberry with my mini ink blending tool, which I absolutely love. I need to get more of those. We're going to be using some cupcake paper from Recollections, some regular white cardstock. This camera paper came from, I believe it's an American Crafts Kelly Perky set. It was one of those $5 hot buys at Michael's. So we're going to use that. We have 2 panels of that. I'm using some pink and black cardstock that were cut from these 2 Nestabilities dies. And I think this is going from the smallest. I think this is the next largest, not the very smallest one in there, but the next largest, and then the one that's right after that from Nestabilities. And actually the color palette came from, if you can see my nails, this is actually the colors of my business when I do my my craft shows. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from. I'm a pink and black kind of girl. So the first thing I want to do is show you the card base. So it's not going to be a typical top or side folding card. This is going to be one of the gate folding cards with a belly band around it. So thought that was something different. I don't think I've done one on camera, and I think the sketch just lent itself to that design very nicely. So the first thing that I'm going to do is ink around this paper, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to ink around the white cardstock as well as the patterned, but I've used this cardstock in several other projects, and I really like the way that Picked Raspberry Distress Ink goes with the actual colors. It's like a hot pink color. So I'm not sure if I might not even use that Hero Arts ink now that I'm thinking about it. I may, depending on how the sentiment stamps with Distress ink, I might actually just stamp it with that. So after I ink that up, I'm just going to put these together, and I think I might want to ink around the edges. I'm going to ink around the edges just so that it stands out, and I got a little bit of that Distress ink on the white, the edges of it. So quickly go around and ink up the edges of the paper. If you can see, there's just a little bit of Distress ink on there. Just helps it blend and stand out from the cardstock that is the layer underneath of it. And this card is actually going to have several layers. We're also going to be using a Zig 2-way glue pen. And this one is brand new, so if you guys have never seen this, never used it, when you open it for the first time, it's going to have a white tip. So what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to press down on it until it starts to turn blue. And you'll see it, that means the glue is coming down. And it'll take a little while. You can see now, see the blue is starting to come down into it, so the glue is starting to come in. Okay, and then you'll start to see some glue. So I'm just going to scribble some on really quickly. My ATG gun is actually in one of the boxes from the shows yesterday, which I haven't even dug into any of that stuff. So that is why I'm using my Zig 2-way glue pen. You can't really even see that it's white paper underneath of it because of the, you know what, I might want to try the other side. Glue it to the other side. I've inked up a lot of the edge. Let's see. I think I might do that. Yeah, and put it on that side. There we go. Now you can tell there's white around it. I don't know how well you can tell on camera, but in person you can actually see that. So now I'm going to take my camera panels and attach them to the pink pieces of cardstock. So I'm not really sure how this card is going to come together. Normally when I do a sketch Sunday, I will try to at least put it together once or have done something that's a little bit similar to it. I've never used these pattern papers together and don't know how it's going to look. I kind of just put them on top of each other and I thought they looked okay, but sometimes when I create cards like that, it doesn't come out the way I had intended it to. So guess we will find out together if it looks okay or not. So now that these panels are done, I'm going to glue them onto the front or the fold of the card. I love Zig 2-way glue pens. They are great for little pieces. Not usually my favorite for putting a card base together or pieces of the cards unless they're really, really tiny. But again, since my ATG gun is in one of the bags from the show yesterday, or from yesterday's show, I thought that I would just use this new pen, and I would also show you guys who may have never seen a Zig 2-way glue pen before, a brand new one, what it looks like. So, okay, I'll place this down, and it should fit exactly on the cover. So there you go. There's my piece. Then my next step is I'm going to take these circles, and I've already put my camera on a block. I'm just going to try the Hero Arts neon pink ink. And since I've never stamped this, I have a piece of scratch paper. I'm going to make sure that it got inked up all the way. And it gives a nice impression. Fantastic. Oops. And I know you guys can't see this really well. I have to figure out a better way to do my camera, my on-camera stuff. Press it down. Perfect. That kind of mimics this. It's almost the same colors. So perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's put that back. Wipe that off a little bit. And then put some, this is Zig 2-way, put some glue on the back of this to place it in the center of the black circle. Okay. So there you go. There's the camera piece of it. Now, I do have a belly band that I already created. Here it is here. And it's white, so I want to see how this looks against this because I've never, I didn't test it. So I'm just going to try to get as much glue off of this back piece as I can because some of the glue actually stuck. So whichever side is worse, which is this side. So I think the piece of cardstock is going to stick on to this side of the card, and then this will be open. So you open it like this. Okay. Looks pretty bad. You can tell that there was glue on the back of this. Trying to figure out what to do. Okay. I may put another piece behind this because this video is getting very long and I don't want to bore you guys. So I may do that. I may put another piece behind there. Okay. So I really only want to take up put glue on half of the back of this, because only half of it is going to be stuck down. Glue halfway through it. And it doesn't really matter which way the cameras go, does it? Oh, guess maybe the moral of the story is pay attention to when you have pattern paper. Because I have my cameras upside down on one side and right side up on the other. So, see if I can fill this up without ruining it. Here we go. Take this side up. Stick it down. This is why I don't normally make cards on camera, because I do this kind of stuff all the time. And you guys don't get to see this. And the video is now super long. So, sorry about that. If I had been paying more attention to what I was doing, wouldn't have been such an issue. So now I will put more glue down on this half. Probably used half the Zig 2A glue pen in this video. Okay. So I put a little bit more on this side of the paper, just so that it hides a little bit more of the back of it. So now what I want to do is, for those of you who don't know what a belly band is, it's just a piece of paper that actually the card slides into, and it holds the card closed. So what I want to do is I want to actually glue on the end of the one side. And give it a little bit of room. Don't glue it straight down like this. Let it curve a little bit or pop out a little bit, because it's going to have to go over your card. Your card's going to have to go, yeah, it's going to have to go over your card. Like this. And then what you're going to want to do is to hide this seam here. That's where you want to put your icon. So, I want to do it on this side because I put the paper more to the one side I want to do. And I want to make sure that it is the correct side that I am placing up. So, oops. band down and make the icon stick on the belly band. So it looks like that. So then they would just slide the belly band off of it and then open it up. And the last thing I'm going to do is ink up the sentiment in that same neon pink ink. This is a Fiskars stamp press. Going to stamp it in the middle here and press it down. Make sure that it gets good coverage. And perfect. Wishing you a snappy birthday. So that's the card for this week. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below or private message me. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!